Well, all across the country and even right here in Minnesota, tribal nations are engaging in nation building and constitutional reform. For the past 3 days, the Leech Lake Indian Reservation has been holding a conference to discuss what they would like to see in their own government. Lacey Monteleone has more.
Members of Leech Lake Indian Reservation are on their third day
Just think about the different roles
of brainstorming ideas for a new government.
We had this idea where we'd all come together and be on the same page because there's a huge lack of communication.
Other tribal nations, including Red Lake Reservation, are looking at making changes to their government structure.
In the past 2 years, we've been working on this with many nations across the country, and this is one of the biggest topics that people want to hear about. Every year we have conferences on just constitution reform.
But what works for some doesn't always work for others.
What we like to do is give people options.
The goal here with nation building is to create a system of checks and balances and separation of powers, which for many of you might sound familiar as the way the federal government is already organized. But for those of you who don't know, that's also the way many tribal governments were structured for many years.
This government is kind of tailor-made after some of the Native American governments that they encountered when they first got here. So in essence, we're actually returning back to our traditional forms of government as well.
Organizers of the conference say it's important for everyone to be involved.
There's a lot of poverty out there, so we're trying to find more effective ways in meeting the needs of the people.
Here there is no shortage of ideas.
We talked about things that are in the community that we want to see change, which was a lot of things. I mean, almost everything. I think the only thing that we wanted to stay the same was language, culture.
Now they only need to make those dreams a reality.
Great.
Lacey Monteleone, Lakeland News.
Organizers of the 3-day event say the next step is to have the new bylaws approved, which will happen in December.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.